So yeah, we were in the flood. We were in Pinewood, and most everybody out there was affected, and most everybody around there was affected. And this is the day that my wife was leaving. She's on the boat looking towards me, and she took our youngest son. He was 20, I think, at the time, and they left Pinewood. And the next one. This is the water coming up to the house. The next day is when I decided to leave. I was going to stay because I didn't think it was going to flood. And sure enough, it flooded. 3.5 feet in the house. Go ahead and go to the next one. We had 4 cars we lost that day. Later on, we replaced one of the cars. It was brand new. 2 weeks later, it was total rear-ended. That was replaced. That was totaled again. And then I'll tell you a story at the end. One of my son's cars was also totaled. So in total, we lost the whole house and 7 cars. We learned the meaning of Matthew 5:45. He sends the rain on the just and the unjust, as everybody else did here. This was the important part. This is our boys, and this is what we were blessed, because they're still here with us. Amen. When we left, when my oldest son, the oldest son is on the right there. When we left, our boat sank. I'm not going to give you the details there, but we were near some pretty swift water. To tell you how swift the water was getting, the EMS guys were no longer allowed to bring any boats in the water that didn't have 200 horsepower or more, because they couldn't navigate the currents. If the other boats hadn't come within a few minutes, we would have been in real trouble, and I'm glad I still have my son. The night, we can go to the next one. We cleaned out the house. Everybody cleaned out their houses. It took a long time. Go ahead and go to the next one. We piled it all on the curb, just like everybody else did. One thing you remember about this is that all of the important stuff is at 4 foot or below. Right? So that's all the important stuff. Anyways, go ahead. And of course, that's how high I got on the cars. And if you know anything about cars, which probably everybody does now, if your electronics get wet, it's total. They don't even ask you. They don't try to fix it. Nothing, it's gone. Go ahead. And we lost all of our furniture. That was an antique from my grandparents. And it was a mess. We ripped everything out up to 8 foot. Go ahead, Nick. We got to spend some family time. When you don't have a house, you get to spend family time doing things like laundry. And then you get to live in close quarters. Our friends opened their house to us. We have 7 of us in a very small house, and that's really where the blessings start, right? When you see how many good people there are. People that don't even know these other people maybe, and they just open their house and give till it hurts. That's the blessing. Go ahead. We dried out the house, took forever. Go ahead. So the night of the World Series, my son volunteers at Wesley Methodist. He's one of the youth leaders, and the boy found a real bat, and he was swinging it around. Roger turned, the boy swung, broke his jaw. Go ahead and do the next one. I don't know if you can see that picture, but it split it right here, all the way down here, and up here behind the last tooth, laid it over. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, we're on the way to Houston, the Houston Memorial, where they did not have 1 surgeon. They didn't have 2 surgeons. They had 6 surgeons for us. Spent the next 3 days planning and ultimately correcting this jaw. That's the miracle that we have. One of two. One of two. He graduated on time, having to drink through a straw, and he's now working with his degree.
Amen.
Go ahead. Then, in the end, our house was fully restored. And I feel a lot like Job. I have heard of you by hearing in my ear, but now my eyes see you. I knew God, I always have for several years, but God touched everything we did for the last 2 years directly in a way that I could see it. He restored my house. He restored all of my cars. And the last car that got totaled, my son was in, and he was driving at 65 miles an hour, and he hit basically a parked car. Every airbag in the car went off. Basically, God hugged him and said, "You're going to be okay." Those are the miracles that I will remember. The people that blessed us, the time we had with you guys, and we've gotten to know more of you, those are the blessings that we know.